Hello and welcome back to my Southampton career. It's been a little while, but we are back, and we are still in the relegation zone, but we have only just entered into February now, and things had been looking pretty positive until that 1-1 draw with fellow strugglers Ep.6 last time out. But like I said, we are still only just at the beginning of February, so there is still plenty of football left to be played. We're no longer in the transfer window, but that hasn't stopped FC25 from putting in a bid for Onuachu. Obviously, they're trying to do their summer business early. Onuachu has been banging in the goals since I took over, but he is 30, so even if we do survive the drop this season, he's probably not going to be our main man going forward. I don't want to agree to a deal just yet though, because we don't know if our newest signing, Ablin, is actually any good. We don't want to sell Onuachu if the options we're left with are even worse. Obviously, if we do sell him, he won't actually leave until the summer, so there'd still be plenty of time to find another replacement, but I'd still like to judge our current group first before agreeing to anything. I will send our assistant off to try and squeeze more money out of 20 though, so that should buy us some time, and then we can still decline whatever offer is agreed upon between 20 and our assistant if we want to. Either that or 20 give up their pursuit of Onuachu, and this whole spiel is just a complete waste of time. So, moving on, we have a free weekend, as I believe it's another FA Cup weekend, which we were knocked out of by Swansea, so a bit of extra time for the new boys to settle in. And since there's no game for basically 2 weeks, I thought we could try out another youth tournament. So, first up is Arsenal, so you'd probably expect their team to be pretty good, but we'll always back our lads to pull out a result. Since it is the first round of fixtures, we're going to go with the lower rated players in the academy for this one, and should we progress, we'll bring in some of the higher rated youth players to give ourselves a better chance at success. So, our quarter-final lineup is Benzekri in goals, with the outfield four being Paredes on the left, the local lad Perkins in the middle along with Powell, and finally Velasco on the right. So,
here we go.
Powell was first to the ball, but I preemptively pressed B to make the tackle, so he ended up taking a pot shot from halfway, giving up the ball immediately. From the goal kick, Enriquez initially played it short for Jimenez, but he then played it a long ball wide left for Rojas, who quickly lobbed it into the middle for Van Loon to hit first time on the volley, which possibly caught Benzekri off guard, but luckily it was right at him, so he was able to make the save. We were able to counter quickly with Paredes sending Powell down the right before he played a nice ball into the middle for Velasco to run onto, but with the pressure from Rojas, he was only able to poke a shot at the Arsenal keeper's feet, so the danger was cleared. Shortly after, Arsenal were back up the other end, Van Loon struggling to get past Powell, then played a loose ball that Velasco was able to snatch up and go on a breakaway, with Jimenez hunting him down. He almost ran out of steam, but he kept his composure and finished well into the bottom corner with his weaker foot. From the kickoff, Arsenal progressed into the final third on the near side corner again, this time with Rojas, but then he played a loose ball and Velasco was there to pounce on it again, resulting in an almost carbon copy of the goal, but this time Jimenez was able to get back to stop Velasco from getting a shot away. It was played wide to Van Loon, who looked to have given up possession to Velasco again, but Jimenez was right on him to stop our counter, and quickly launched their own. He gave it to Rojas, who took a few steps forward and unleashed a rocket past Benzekri into the corner of the goal to equalise. He looked to have taken a sore one from Velasco, who came sliding in late and received a yellow card. Shortly after kickoff, Perkins got down the wing and into the box, but again Jimenez was there to stop the chance before he could get a shot away. Arsenal on the attack again, and this time Rojas and Jimenez linked up well with a nice pass and move, which ended with a good save from another powerful Rojas shot. From the resulting corner, they played it short before crossing it to Van Loon, who had peeled away nicely from Velasco at the back post, but his attempt at a volley wasn't the best, so wide it went. We'd been advancing up the pitch well, but Paredes had a pass blocked by Rojas, who then sent the ball the opposite direction for Jimenez. He quickly played it inside for Van Loon, who had all the time and space to run into, but decided to hit it first time, and it rolled well wide of the goal. That boy loves a first time shot. Arsenal then had a couple of decent chances, the first one from Rojas, which Benzekri was able to close down and stop at point blank range, and then the second chance a bit further out from Jimenez, but still forced Benzekri to make a good diving save. They didn't work the resulting corner very well, as Powell was able to dispossess Jimenez and go on a breakaway of his own in what would probably be the best chance of the game. But like we said in the first youth tournament, a striker Powell is not, so Enriquez was able to save with relative ease. Soon after, Jimenez and Rojas linked up on that far side again, with Rojas releasing a powerful low-driven shot this time that was again saved by our young Saints keeper. Another poor corner was intercepted by Perkins this time, who launched into a counter-attack and looked like he might have it all to do, but he showed some nice feet to get past Jimenez on the outside and then play it inside for Paredes, who still had a bit to do himself as the ball was a bit behind him, but he held off the pressure from Molina and finished the sweaty goal well to make it 2-1 with about 40 seconds left to play. Arsenal worked the ball well from kick-off, with Molina eventually releasing Rojas again on that far side, whose shot from a pretty tight angle was finally able to beat Benzekri at his near post. Another great strike, but you'd really expect the keeper to deal with it. Anyway, 2-2. Into the final 20 seconds, and Molina, who had been fairly anonymous for most of the game, played another good ball through for Rojas, but this time Benzekri was quickly out to him, winning the ball cleanly and launching the ball wide to Paredes in acres of space. He then drove forward but cut back, using him and his momentum against him, creating some space for Perkins, whose first time shot was blocked, but after a massive slice of luck, it came right back to him with the goal gaping, so he slotted it in to make it 3-2 with 7 seconds left to play. And that is how it finished. So some solid performances there. Powell was a bit underwhelming with a 6.3 match rating. Velasco had his moments, but overall he was fairly positive with a 7.2. Benzekri put on a good display, but still room for improvement, so 7.4 seems fair. Not Perkins' best performance, but good enough for a 7.6, and Paredes gets man of the match with an 8.5, which is a little surprising to be honest, but we'll take it. Moving on to the semi-final, and we'll just make one change to the lineup. Man of the match Paredes is rewarded with a rest. We don't want to ruin his development by risking him having a poor game, so his job is done. Replacing him is Fernandes. The other four get another chance to do better as we face Brighton. So,
Here we go!
Powell was first to the ball again, however he was immediately fouled, so no real advantage there. Powell gave it to Fernandes, who tried to make something happen but was dispossessed quite easily by Garner. Brighton then went up the other end and Hewitt got a shot away, but it went well wide of the post. From the goal kick, we went from one end to the other quite quickly, but Powell couldn't do much with the pass inside from Velasco as Hewitt was right on top of him. Brighton keeper Koch tried playing it long, but Powell got back just in time to win the header. Perkins was there to collect it, and then he gave it to Velasco, who was able to shrug off Cooper, drive it to the box and finish superbly into the far corner, again with his weaker foot. From the kickoff, Garner was able to get Brighton up the pitch before playing it back to Hewitt, who waltzed past Perkins after his poorly timed tackle and forced a save out of Benzekri. Fernandes tried to clear the danger, but it only went as far as Hewitt, who was happy to have another goal, this time trying to curl it in, but Benzekri was there again. He quickly rolled it out to Velasco, who then played a brilliant through ball for Powell, but he couldn't squeeze it past the keeper. It came out to Fernandes, who tried his luck with the goal gaping, but his shot was blocked by Garner. We then had a wee spell of possession when nothing really happened and Brighton eventually won it back, but their pass forward for Aguirre was cut out by Powell, sent Perkins back down the wing before his shot was saved by the post. Brighton then advanced up the pitch with a quiet confidence, with it eventually coming to Garner, whose long range shot had Benzekri at full stretch to make the save, but Hewitt was there to turn in the rebound. Luckily for us, he was offside when Garner took the shot, so it was disallowed. From the free kick, Perkins and Powell had an interchange before Perkins found Fernandes high up the pitch after a very well timed run. He strode into the box unchallenged and calmly finished in off the bottom of the post to make it 2-0, just after that offside scare could have changed the game. Brighton huffed and puffed, but our young team defended well. Perkins and Powell looked to be linking up nicely, but Perkins couldn't beat the last defender and Brighton tried to counter. Aguirre drove forward, but Velasco forced him wide and made a great sliding block to stop the chance. We had another little spell of possession, with Fernandes eventually showing good strength to hold off the defender as he drove into the box, but he maybe tried to do too much and the chance was gone. Brighton began to attack again, but our young Saints got back quickly to close any gaps before Perkins forced an error out of their last man, Cooper, and broke away to go one-on-one with the keeper, but he obviously had too much time to think about it and made an absolute mess of it, chipping it right into the keeper's hands. Our defensive line was very deep at this point, so Hewitt and Cooper had all the space in the middle of the pitch and they advanced slowly, with Cooper having a shot in the end goal wide of the post. We went from one end to the other very quickly from the goal kick in an identical fashion to an earlier chance, but this time it was Perkins that ended up with the ball and he cut back inside, opening up the space to fire in the far corner, but it went wide of the post. Nothing else happened in the 10 seconds that remained, so it finished 2-0. Despite his goal, Fernandes was adjudged to have had an average game, only receiving a 7.0 match rating. Benzekri was less busy this game, but he did keep a clean sheet, however he only managed a 7.2 this time, unfortunately. Quite a bit better from Perkins and Velasco, as they both received 7.9s, while Powell was much improved, receiving an 8.1 and the man of the match award to go with it. On to the final. Now that everyone has impressed, I'm happy to make a final 3 changes to the lineup. I'd have made them regardless, but at least now I'm happy to make them. Powell drops out for the newest academy prospect Keulemans, Boateng comes in for Velasco and we'll put him on the left as he's the only left-footed player in the team. Perkins gets to stay in the team as he's the fan favourite with the highest potential, so the final change sees Horn replace Binzekri in goals. Our opponents for this final is Aston Villa.
And here we go.
And it was Fernandes that was first to the ball this time, skipping away from Kelly, then duking past Van der Meer before rifling it into the bottom corner to give us the early lead, just like Boateng did in our first youth tournament final. Van der Meer wanted too much time on the ball, but Fernandes wasn't having it. It came to Boateng, who turned and ran before setting up Keulemans, but his first touch was poor, so his shot was right at Sands in the Villa goal. There was quite a bit of back and forth, with neither team really threatening until this cross coming up from Keulemans, which didn't look great to begin with, actually turned into a very dangerous ball, but Boateng couldn't finish and Sands smothered the chance. We continued to stop their attacks fairly comfortably, so Kelly wound up having a long-range effort saved by Horn, calling him into action for the first time. Their corner routine was a bit different, but they kept possession, and Kelly soon had another shot, this time going wide of the goal. From the goal kick, we did our now trademarked move, getting us up the park double quick time. Fernandes playing the ball through a couple of defenders for Perkins to roll onto, and finish expertly into the bottom corner. He's not messing about in this game. From kick-off, Villa looked bereft of ideas, and it was Rivas who was eventually dispossessed by Perkins, who was now fully focused, going one-on-one with the keeper and calmly firing it in for 3-0. It was never in doubt. The game kinda petered out after that goal, not an awful lot really happened. Keulemans tried to work a chance there, but was tackled well by Rivas. A little bit later on, Van der Meer and Kelly linked up and almost had a great chance, but Perkins got back to stop the shot from having any kind of venom. With about 25 seconds left, Jacobs finally got himself involved in the game, giving the ball to Kelly before he unleashed an unstoppable shot into the top corner to prevent us from getting the clean sheet. A wee bit annoying because they hadn't really had a sniff all game, but that being said, what a hit, son. What a hit. Fernandes seemed to be in a bit of a daze from kick-off and lost possession, resulting in a Villa counter, with Kelly almost getting a quick-fire double, if not for Horn. We broke out from the resulting corner with Fernandes leading the charge. With Keulemans bounding up behind him, we tried to get a debut goal for the Belgian, but there were just too many defenders, so we couldn't make it happen as time ran out. Not much to do for Horn, so he'll be disappointed with conceding that goal and the 6.7 match rating that goes with it. Not Boateng's best performance, as he receives a 7.1. Keulemans earned a respectable 7.8 on his debut. Any improvement can be considered good, as Perkins earned a solid 8 this time, and it was much better from Fernandes, getting an 8.3 and the Man of the Match award. So, 3-1 it finished in this Youth Cup final, which means we're back-to-back champs at youth level. Be nice if we could have just a sliver of that kind of success transfer over to the senior team. In other tournament news, there will be no All-Palace final in the FA Cup. Palace won't be able to replicate their real-life success at all, as they were dumped out by Chelsea and West Brom, both by a score of 2-1. A couple of other surprise results in the fourth round saw Leeds squeeze past Newcastle with a 1-0 win at home. Not necessarily a surprise, but Swansea get to continue their cup run after beating Exeter 3-2. Back to the surprises, and Preston beat Brentford 3-1, while Hull were able to beat Everton 5-4 on penalties after it finished 2-2 in regular time. We now also have our Carabao Cup finalists after Liverpool dispatched Newcastle with a 4-1 score over the two legs, and Arsenal went through quite comfortably in the end despite Tottenham's feeble attempt at a fight back in the second leg. It finished 6-2 on aggregate for the Gunners, meaning the final will be a mammoth tie between two top dogs of English football, Arsenal and Liverpool. It'd be kinda cool if you could watch these cup finals, although it would probably get quite boring after a while, so yeah. Anyway, moving on to our next league game, which is at home to Bournemouth. And they had a really good season in real life, especially the start they made, but they've kind of fallen away a little bit in game, so I'm not really sure what to expect. Their probable lineup looks pretty accurate, and they are a kick and rush team, so it could end up being a bit end to end. So we'll go with the stop the ball again, to give us a better chance at stopping them whenever it's their turn to attack. We are going to make one change to the starting 11, and that is to bring Ableen in for Onuachu, simply because I want to get a good look at Ableen so I can make a better judgment on him, so we'll see how that goes. I almost gave Colin Battle his first start as well, but decided not to. No real reason behind that decision, it just didn't feel like the right time. Anyway, let's get into the action.
You can feel the tension around the city today. There's lots of history between these two teams. It's derby day, but who will come out on top? Keep it right here with us, the home of football, EA TV.
Thanks for joining us at St Mary's Stadium, not far from Southampton's famous docks. Joining me, Guy Mowbray for commentary, will be Sue Smith. And it's all about the Premier League here. It's Southampton, and they play Bournemouth.
Thanks, Guy. Well, being in and around the ground before kick-off, the fans are buzzing. They can't wait for this game, so hopefully it's a fast-paced, entertaining match. The wide midfielders, they'll offer a threat in behind.
Here's the Bournemouth lineup.
Well, it looks like a 4-2-3-1 when they're in possession. May go to a 4-5-1 when defending. You'd think the double pivot in midfield, they're key to protect the back line, but they also need to get forward to support the press. There's going to be plenty of threat from the wide midfielders too, I'm sure.
Oh, they've lost it. The attack is over. Well, they got the deal done, and now it's time to see what he'll bring to the team. What are we going to see on his debut?
Well, they've brought him in to provide goals, haven't they? What a start it would be if he could bag one today. That should give him the confidence then moving forwards.
Could be a chance! The keeper quick to get across. A turnaround in possession. Excellent positioning. He's in here. Oh, it's hit the post. Oh, it's still in there. What a terrific effort. That would have been special.
Well, he watches the ball all the way, connects with it perfectly, but just can't find the accuracy. It's a great effort, though.
Ryan Christie. Sinisterra. Oh, well saved. That was a really good chance. Well, maybe an opportunity to get their noses in front with this corner. Been delivered.
The visitors have controlled the play in the past 15 minutes. Now it's about making all of the pressure and all of the attempts count. If they find that clinical touch in front of goal, they'll get what they deserve.
Having a look. Excellent work in goal there. Well saved. Decent looking attack, this. Oh, that's a sensational cutout. Great work. Christie. Luis Sinisterra. Oh, good strike! But that hasn't worked out. Easily gathered by the keeper. That's a good ball. And it's quickly stopped. It's played into the box. Well, he's lost the ball, and any chance has gone.
So that wasn't our best first half display, that's for sure. Pretty much the whole half we just couldn't handle the Bournemouth press. The first 20 minutes especially though, we were shocking. So sloppy in possession, it was just poor decision after poor decision. For them, everything seemed to be going through Sinisterra. I wouldn't be surprised if all 11 Bournemouth shots came from Sinisterra himself. Ramsdale made some nice saves, but nothing that really troubled him too much, so I guess that's a positive thing to take from the half. There was a bit of a scramble caused by Walker-Peters, but we got away with it. I wanted to have a look at Ableen, but he's had very little to work with so far. He's made some nice passes to get us further up the pitch, but that's about it, as there's been very limited service. We finally had a bit of sustained possession just at the end of the half, so hopefully we can continue that into the second half.
And there's the restart with the hope that the second half gives us a goal or two. A move of real promise developing. Now it needs a good ball in. Placed right into the goalkeeper's zone, and he's caught it. Still level, but this attack could see that changing. And that's too tame. Easily keeper's ball. Now to deliver a good ball in. What a chance! And a marvellous save.
Well, he just shows great reflexes.
And the ball comes in. Well, not quite fully away here. That set up the chance. The effort shut out. It's played in now. It's only halfway clear. Pressure on. It'll be another corner. And he showed proper command of his area there. Struggling to keep the ball there. Kyle Walker-Peters. The chance to cross here. Genuine chance. Save, but not clear. It's saved. Magnificent from the keeper.
Oh, that is a great save. It's so close to him.
It's been delivered. And he's done really well to keep that out. Ivan Nielsen. Good ball in behind. Now, this has to be. Well, he's kept that out nicely. Something different from the corner. And the shot thwarted. To take the lead. And the keeper more than equal to it. And they go short with the corner. The ball taken away from them. A different angle of attack. Sinisterra! Oh, he should really have scored with that. Promising move this. A goal now would surely be the winner. And that will ease any defensive worry. Armstrong. Kyle Walker-Peters. Oh, there could be something from the cross here. And the danger is cleared. Oh, could be a chance here. The approach play looked encouraging, but good defending to snuff out any threat. Played into the box. And away, they've got it clear. Good work to beat the marker. Having a try. Oh, excellent work from the keeper to deny a promising-looking attack. Delivered into the box. Only half the job done there. So that's it. It's ended goalless, which always feels like a bit of a shame. Your thoughts, Sue, on the game overall?
Yeah, it was disappointing in the end. You can't fault the effort or the endeavour of both sides, but they just lacked that little bit of quality in the final third. I did think we'd get a few goals today as well.
I have no idea how that finished 0-0. They had 19 shots in the end. We finished on 8, which is pretty decent considering we only had 1 at half time. But yeah, we started the second half so much better. Had a few half decent chances. Ableen had a couple chances as well. Like there was that double chance where maybe could have done better, probably could have done better. Definitely feels like there's potential there. Our good spell basically ended when Sinistera went through on goal on that breakaway. We were somehow able to get back and I guess put him off, but I don't know how he's not scored there. Both keepers were on form today and I guess they deserved their clean sheets in the end. Truthfully, despite all the chances, neither team really showed enough quality to win it, so a draw seems fair. And as you can see Sinistera's stats there, he had 10 of their 19 shots, 6 of which were on target, so yeah, he was their main threat today. Really tested Ramsdale a few times, but yeah, 0-0 was the score. Gave Colombato a wee run out as well, and he felt really good to use, but Downs and Ugochukwu have been brilliant so far, so I've got some tough decisions to make. But I think I'll make them in between episodes because that is going to do it for today. We won our second youth tournament, which was very nice, but we only got through one senior game today, and yeah, I feel exhausted. But yeah, a bit of a shorter one today. Been a while since I released an episode, so I really felt like maybe I should make them a bit shorter, make them easier to put together and get out, because the new season has already started. I think we're 3 games in, and we're now in the international break, so yeah. That's going to do it for today, so thank you very much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye bye.